Hello, welcome in the next video. Today I would like to do a post-build review of BRDM-2 armored car. The vehicle is very popular in the world. It was designed in the 1960s and was a standard patrol and reconnaissance car used in Warsaw Pact armies and its allies. Some of them are still used today. This model is based on the Trumpeter 135 scale kit. The build was started by my colleague and I will continue and finish it. Let's have a look at the model. Originally, BRDM-2 was developed as a replacement for BRDM-1 armored car, where for both the main role was the patrol and reconnaissance duties. BRDM-2 was a new vehicle responding to the new requirements in comparison to the BRDM-1 that was still remembering the requirements from the Second World War. In comparison to the BRDM-1, BRDM-2, it has engine moved to the back and fully enclosed armored cabin. And this is identifying the major flaw of the BRDM. The only way to get in and out of the vehicle was by two hatches on the top. This flaw was solved, for example, in Polish modifications like the M96. The engine was moved to the back to improve the driver's vision, and what is worth to mention is that BRDM-2 is utilizing components designed for the BTR-60 that was designed at the same time, in parallel. Other feature that was unusual was installation of the additional wheels at the center of the fuselage to improve the cross-country capabilities. They were not powered, however they could be lowered by the switch in the driving compartment. Model represents a late type of vehicle, which has some features that are distinguishing it from the early type. The BRDM was produced for 25 years, almost without any changes, but there are still some. Firstly, the engine were changed from the ZMZ41 to ZMZ13. Next one was the change of the ventilation of the engine compartment, where the initial trapezoidal big flat hatches were changed in shape in 1968 to different shapes, and finally in 1973 six oval chimneys was introduced. The main reason for that was to protect the engine compartment from the water during the rain. They can be opened electrically from the driver's seat, not like the previous ones, the trapezoidal ones, which you needed to step out to open them. Those are seen on this model. Another thing that was introduced was the two additional hatches at the back to have access to the fuel tanks that are placed in the rear bumpers. The turret that was taken from the BTR-60 was also modernized, and in 1973 there was an introduction of the periscope with 52 degrees view. Last modification was installation of the smoke grenade Tucha type on the turret, but this was after the serial production ended. This model is equipped with the resin wheels, where the tread is much better than on the vinyl ones. Trumpeter replicated the propeller used for swimming, and it is hidden under this cover. All handles were replaced by the ones bent from wire, and we have a 14.5mm KPWT machine gun also replaced from the original one, as the plastic one is not very convincing. Generally in the kit there are some of the PE parts, like the PE part plate on the turret was in the kit. In this model, interior basic details are all provided and can be shown to some extent by opening the top hatches and also the front window covers. At this point, the window glasses are not glued as the model is prepared for painting. Internal part of the turret and weapon is present, and it's a pity that even with open hatches it will not be visible because the turret is completely closed. There are a good start for further detailing. In general, this is not a Tamiya, and even on the flat surfaces we have depressions in plastic that were over here corrected by the putty and sanding. There is a lot of small parts and periscopes that are made from clear plastic, even if this AAV is quite simple. In summary, this is an important historical AAV used in many countries even till today, and Trumpeter kit offers a good representation. However, I think that it requires some work and it could be frustrating. Also, smaller elements require a cleanup of flash. Therefore, I would say that you require to have already some experience in modeling to build it. So it is not recommended for the beginners. Thank you once more, and see you in the next video.